this morning.
We are.
Abby and Dan.
They're not here.
Yeah.
But you got us.
Yeah, so it's going to be a great morning. Good morning to you out there. 8 o'clock on this May 23rd. I'm Stephanie Joseph.
And I'm Christian Garzone. As we said, Dan and Abby are off. Welcome to ARC Rochester. Let's take a look at what's brewing this Friday.
At 8:30, we'll hear from AAA on their expectations for this holiday travel period. Spokesperson Mark Gruba will join us with some tips if you are hitting the roads or even the skies.
And then at 8:50, we're getting some advice following changes to how to save for your retirement. We'll learn a bit more about the Secure 2.0 Act and how it impacts us.
But before all of that, we do want to get a check of some of our top local headlines in your Friday morning news break. We do begin with breaking news this morning. Greece police are sharing more information after an apparent standoff on Dewey Avenue near Stone Road.
Our Chris Lopez is there for a press conference. We will hear from him later, but take a look at the scene here.
Yeah, this morning you could see multiple police cruisers here on scene, lights flashing there. We did also see 2 ambulances earlier this morning, I believe at the top of our 7 o'clock hour. So this has been an active scene. Christian, you were there this morning.
3 o'clock.
Yeah.
3 o'clock. Almost late for work, but I took some video there this morning early. It was kind of a verbal standoff, but that clearly has escalated to something more. I mean, look at all the presence out there now.
Yeah, that presence has grown over time. I think we are hearing that it has wrapped up at this moment, but we will be, of course, to check in with Chris later on with more information about this scene here so we can keep you updated right here and online at 13wham.com with the very latest. Also this morning, Rochester police say a man was hurt during a home invasion robbery on the city's north side.
Yeah, this was the scene around 2 o'clock this morning in the area of Morton and Bay Streets. Police say they were called there for the report of a shooting. They found a 39-year-old man who, while not shot, was treated for what we're told are non-life-threatening injuries. We're told 2 people were taken into custody. And the Monroe County Sheriff's Office needs your help finding a missing teenager. Take a look at your screen here. This is 17-year-old Michelle Camara. We're told she was last seen leaving her home in Henrietta, and she was wearing a dark hoodie and sweatpants. Deputies do not believe she's in any danger, and those with information are asked to call 911.
One person was hospitalized after escaping a house fire in Rochester's North Winton Village. Take a look here. Crews responded to this scene on Humboldt Street around 9 Thursday night. We're told one person was inside the home at the time and managed to get themselves out. They were taken to the hospital, but the extent of their injuries remains unknown at this point. No other injuries were reported. Firefighters say the house was not a total loss, but is unlivable until repairs are made.
Turning now to the case of the former Geneva police officer accused of selling drugs while on duty and in uniform. Ontario County DA James Ritz says he's been forced to assign a special prosecutor to the case of Michael Tapscott. Ritz says Tapscott exchanged personal text messages with Assistant DA Jason McBride, who is running against Ritz in this year's election. Ritz says the messages happened before Tapscott's arrest and included McBride seeking Tapscott's and the police union's endorsement. Jason McBride releasing a statement in response saying that despite the lengthy delay, he's glad Ritz, quote, finally decided to do the right thing and have an impartial and competent district attorney handle Officer Tapscott's matter.
And happening today, the suspect charged with killing a man with dementia last year is due back in court for preliminary hearings. 35-year-old Peter Scott is charged with first-degree manslaughter in the death of 76-year-old Valery Brintev. He's accused of repeatedly kicking and punching Brintev on the front porch of a Norton Street home in December of last year. Brintev died in the hospital back in February. Police say Brintev suffered from dementia, was bound to a walker, didn't speak English, and appeared lost and disoriented.
Instead of calling 911 and saying, hey, there's an elderly man on the porch who appears to be confused, can somebody come and help him? The suspect proceeded to beat him, punch him, kick him in the head multiple times over an extended period of time. It's just savagery. It's just, there's nothing that the police department can do to fix savagery. People just need to do the right thing.
Rochester police say there are no additional suspects, but some people who witnessed the attack and did not intervene may face charges.
An upstate New York man is dead after a plane crash in San Diego. All 6 people on board the plane are presumed dead after it crashed into a neighborhood Thursday afternoon. Several blocks of homes were engulfed in flames and littered with debris. The plane's registered owner was Dave Shapiro, an Albany area native who co-founded a music agency and whose clients have included Sum 41 and Vanessa Carlton. Officials say it was a foggy morning and they're looking into whether the plane clipped a power line before crashing.
And for all these top stories and any updates, be sure to visit 13wham.com.
Now let's switch gears and take a look at the forecast.
Yeah, Marty, it's a rainy one out there for us this morning.
Yeah, that's it. We're just kind of stuck under that rain, and I really don't think it's going to change all that much as we head forward today. We're going to see at least some breaks try to work in, but in general, it does hold in place. You can see that rain pretty steady right now across a lot of the region. A few more breaks off to our west and southwest, and we'll get into some of those as we head deeper into the day. Rain's never really going to go away entirely, but you can see at least some of those enhanced pockets across Monroe County, even down into Ontario County. You can see a little bit of yellow showing up here and there where that rain is just a little bit more moderate in some areas than others. Temperatures today, very slow to move. We're mainly in the 40s now. We'll only get up to within a few degrees of 50 for a high. And longer term, there is some more hope. It's going to take some time, but tomorrow still a few showers. Risk of rain comes down just a little bit, but it's still there, 57 for a high. Risk of rain continues to drop a little bit into Sunday, maybe a shower or thunderstorm then, but I think they'll be mainly just scattered and not steady. And then Memorial Day, not looking bad. It's looking on track to be an all right day with some sun making a return even into Tuesday as well. So closer to 70 by those days, a little more sun makes a return. So looking better for the much longer term, but for the short term, again, next couple days, a couple of those showers do try to hold on across the area, guys.
Well, I mean, for anybody who wants to grill, it's a big time when people want to host barbecues. Do we think we can salvage any of them?
I think so, especially as you get into Sunday and Monday. I think those are the days when it starts to get better. Not going to be perfect by Sunday, but compared to what we have been seeing with the steady rain that's been out there, it's going to be changing from that. So at least we're working in the right direction, but I think it's not really happening on the timeline that a lot of us would like.
Yeah, with anything, they could always have the indoor grill, for example.
There you go.
Grill, something like that. I think people will make it happen. They'll figure it out. They'll grill through it all.
Just some muddy carpets in the house when you have the guests over.
Oh, goodness.
It'll all be clean, right?
What a dream. Muddy carpets. Love it.
Thank you, Marty.
Okay.
Coming up, we're going down the rabbit hole on some interesting stories we found this morning, so stay tuned.
And don't forget that you can watch us on the go wherever you are by streaming us live on the 13 Wham YouTube channel and, of course, foxrochester.com. We're back after this. too open for me.
Yeah, it is.
I like it.
Yeah, it's like Unsolved Mysteries, but lighter.
Yeah. All right, so we are going to go down the rabbit hole with some stories that have piqued our interest this morning. I will start things off. So today is National Lucky Penny Day. Well, the coin, though, it might not be around for much longer. The Treasury has just released its plan to phase out the penny. Can you believe it? It's been around for me for forever.
Oh, yeah, for me too.
Yeah,
I mean,
for everyone,
not that
we'll say
old.
for forever.
Yeah.
Well, President Trump has been outspoken in his second term about discontinuing the penny due to its cost. Now, Trump actually ordered the mint to stop making the pennies in February, making the 1-cent coin apparently cost more than 3 cents.
Yeah.
So the U.S. Mint will continue to manufacture pennies as long as it has an inventory of penny blanks, which were ordered for the last time this month. And this is, of course, not the first time that people have wanted to axe the penny, and the U.S. is not the first country to take this step. So we're going to go back a little bit in history, not very far. Canada, they stopped minting their pennies, in 2012, and did away with using them entirely in 2013. So businesses that accept cash, they would have to round up to the nearest nickel once everything takes place here in the U.S. And speaking of, CNN reports the mint actually loses even more money on each nickel it produces.
Uh-oh.
So those cost 13.8 cents each, including production and administrative costs. Of course, the Treasury Department did not release anything about the nickel, but an interesting point, given that it seems to be the case for another sort of currency that exists. So the penny, when you look at the nickel, doesn't cost nearly as much.
I remember this conversation back in like 1998 in high school. My buddy Matt was in the car with a pocket full of change. He has a very high voice, and he's like, "Why don't they just do away with these pennies? I'm so tired of them." And a couple weeks later, there was sort of an article talking about how pennies cost more to produce than what they're worth. And I didn't know the exact figures then, but here we are, 20-something, actually almost 30 years later. God, I'm getting old. But it's here we are, and it kind of makes sense when you think about it. Mm-hmm. And I know this administration is a lot about, cutting costs and streamlining things, so maybe it makes sense, so to speak. A little
I knew the
wordplay.
pun was in there somewhere.
Somewhere, I was digging for it, but maybe it does make sense. I don't really know. And how often do you use cash when you go out? I've not used
Never.
it that much.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to like festivals, for example, I know that they're big on the cash scene, but also when I would work in retail or even fast food, they would always want to round up. Like people would give me exact change or try so that they wouldn't get any of the extra coins. So it's interesting to me. I know that when my family went to go visit one place in particular, I think it was Boston, they had like Lucky Penny keychains.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
So it's a big part of our history, and I guess they could be repurposed for that reason, kept alive for that reason, but I'm fine if they do away with it.
I think I am too at this point. It was a shocker 30 years ago thinking about it when I used cash and change so much. Now I really don't, and it just, these things kind of happen. Mm-hmm. And if it's really costing 3.5 cents to make a penny, maybe we should rethink. But the nickel I was surprised about.
I know, yeah.
Was it 13 cents?
Yeah.
Whew, good Lord.
I know.
Nickels are next on the chopping block. Watch your nickels. Yeah.
I know. Can you believe that? I'm trying to think quarters and dimes. I mean, they're worth more. So, of course, we may use them more.
And they got the copper. They have the copper in them, I think, too. When you turn them on the side, you can see.
Yeah.
So I like coins. They're all right. Just don't use them as much anymore. It's just easier to use a credit card and collect. Oh, yeah, I'm a collector a little bit. Foreign currency, though. Yeah.
That's really good. I have a bunch. I'm thinking maybe I should exchange them.
Oh, keep them.
I know. I should.
Oh, yeah. They're work of art. Okay, on to my story, Stephanie. Thank you so much. This is about a cargo ship that crashed into a man's front garden in Norway, missing his home where he was sleeping by just a few meters. Johan Helber, had been sleeping soundly when a 440-foot-long container ship ran aground on Thursday. But he didn't wake up during the incident and instead was only woken up when a neighbor rushed to his door and started dinging his bell. And he said the doorbell rang and then he went back to sleep, but it just kept ringing, so he finally went to answer it. And there's a guy standing there and the neighbor's like, "Hey, have you seen the ship in your front yard?" And to his amazement, he's sort of rubbing the eye boogies out of his eye and saying, "Oh my God, there's a container ship in my front yard." They're looking into it right now, under investigation, obviously, for the ship running aground. No drugs or alcohol are really considered to be factors, and I don't think there was an oil spill involved either. But imagine waking up to that. You know, and he lives right on, I should have said, like on a fjord, so water is nearby, I should say. It didn't fall out of the sky.
That was my next question.
Yeah, but he's so nice house, you know, right there on the water, and all of a sudden, oh, wow.
All right.
What a surprise.
I could not imagine. I feel like that'd be something out of a nightmare for me.
Yeah, not really a dream come true.
Yeah.
More like a nightmare. So I don't know what the latest update is, other than they're not looking at drugs or alcohol as a factor, but I'm curious where this goes. And these things happen across the globe, and you know, there's certainly been close calls. There's been container ships that have smashed into our warships in the South China Sea. So these kinds of things happen. You know, it's I'm just glad nobody was hurt in this, like some of the other incidents I've heard about. So yeah, he's alive and well, and he's got a container ship in his front yard right now.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I wonder how long it would take to get rid of it. I mean, maybe it would take a couple.
Get some tugboats out there and latch onto it and just pull as hard as you can, I suppose. So yeah, that's in Norway. I've never been to Norway, by the way. I'd love to go sometime.
I know, it would be fantastic. It's definitely on my list.
Yeah.
It seems just like the architecture seems nice over there.
Oh, yeah.
Just the environment.
Oh yeah. Sweden, Finland, Norway, Denmark. Never been to any of those sort of Scandinavian sort of countries. I'd love to go sometime.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, that was a great story. Definitely a good ending
Yeah,
for
good ending.
a scary moment.
Scary moment, good ending indeed.
Yeah.
All right.
And we will be right back with a look at the forecast from Marty Snyder.
back. Marty Snyder joins us now with a look at the forecast. Huh?
Rain.
Yeah, rain, stay.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's wearing out its welcome. Yeah, the average high this time of year is about 72. We'll be up to about 50 today.
Oh, wow.
Freezing cold, in my
takes-
opinion.
Yeah, it takes a lot to be that far below average. Usually, it's by a certain margin that you're above or below, but by 20 degrees or so, that's pretty significant. But yeah, today the rain is going to hold on. We'll see that just on and off as we go through the day. We'll check radar, and you can see at least some of those areas of rain as they pass through. You look well off to our east and northeast. You can even see some snow in portions of New Hampshire and Maine in the interior there. So it could be worse. Not pretty here, but it could be shoveling like some of those areas are. But for us today, again, it's just that general rain that's across the area. We're going to see that hold for the short term. But what will happen is it's going to have a little more of a eastward, northeastward push. You can see it's already kind of moving in that direction. So that's going to help to take it out of some of our western counties and southern counties over the next couple hours. And still, even as that rain moves out, still I could easily see at least a little bit of a mist holding on. You can see some of that's been holding on to that time lapse there. And that's pretty much what we're going to see for a lot of the remainder of the day today. Likely not any huge quantity of rain, but just this whole theme with the cloud cover holding in that little bit of a mist in the air. 48 currently. A lot of places are holding in that upper 40s range. 50 in Dansville, one place it's a little closer to that number, but only 42 in Warsaw. So we're seeing a little scattering of numbers, but a lot of areas in that upper 40s range for the short term. And as we go through the day today, we'll see these numbers rise just a little bit. We'll gain here and there. Yeah, just near 50 for a high.
Oh, you heard me grumble.
I did.
Yeah, sorry. I thought that was a quiet grumble.
But that's it's totally understandable. I think we're all in that same boat at this point with just these temperatures staying. But here's the good news. For the longer term, that's when we start to move. I think tomorrow we come up by 7 degrees. Still a cold day, but at least we're coming out of that pit that we're in for these temperatures. About 63 into Sunday. And notice how each of those days the risk of rain backs off a little bit. It's not a big change, but we start to see that slow change. I think by Sunday, more so towards Memorial Day, a little more sun, lower risk of precipitation. So it's working in the right direction, but it's just going to take a long time to finally get there.
Well, it's not so much the cold with me. It's more like the rain. I want to take my dog for a walk, and she's very picky about it. She's like Goldilocks. If it's not absolutely perfect, she's going to sit there with the collar like this and come on. It's like, come on, you. Let's go. I know you got a belly full of, number 2. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's get.
I don't blame her. Like, I wouldn't want to go outside in this. I've got my waterproof jacket, though. I haven't put that away for the season just yet.
And you need that. Yeah, we were out at the lacrosse game for my son 2 days ago. Yeah. And, we had the umbrella. All right, that's fine. But, it was just enough of a mist in the air and just enough of a breeze where my pant leg was just soaked by the end. And I'm like, okay, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
I had a poncho in the truck. I keep, those disposable ones. You can pick them up for like $1 or so. I had a bunch of them there. And I should have put the thing on. Wasn't even thinking about it. I was like, I got the umbrella. I'm good. But, there my clothes started getting wet. And then, you get wet and cold. You're just miserable.
Icky, that's a good word for today.
Yeah.
We had a cool summer a few summers ago. It was on the regular low 70s. Like, am I remembering that correctly?
That's it. Every once in a while you get something like that.
Yeah.
You have your average, but then, every once in a while you're a little above or a little below, and that's how you end up with that average. It's just off to a chilly start. A lot of these years we've been having at least a couple days in the 80s around Memorial Day. And all of a sudden you have that little spike, but this year, it's just it's not going to happen. I think another week or so from now, there is some more hope. 80s are in store during that time frame if it all stays on track. But it's just a while till it really is going to change around all that much.
I have heard some people turn on the heat, which is interesting because it's a bit cooler. I will say it is noticeably cooler in my apartment.
Yeah.
I needed to put on socks and a blanket. I've got a bunch of blankets. I'm always cold. But I needed to definitely use it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
we're almost at that point. I'm just waiting to get the signal that I need to turn it back on. I haven't been told that yet. I'm trying to hold off as long as I can.
Speaking of, do you guys feel that breeze right now?
Yeah, it's a little bit cooler in the newsroom.
It's blowing on my lap. I mean,
Yeah.
what are we doing here? Yeah. So that it's deliberate. Somebody's playing with the thermostat somewhere. They're talking about, we're talking about the cold weather. There they are.
It's funny. They do have an app for that here.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, because we had a problem back in the weather office with it. It was just blowing like crazy, and I told our engineers, and there's an app, and one of our engineers has the app. He just goes on the app from home or wherever,
wow.
and, Changes
Wow.
the temperature in the weather office.
Learn something new
Changes the
every
weather
day.
for weather.
There we go.
Wow.
What a
The more you
delicious
know.
breeze in the studio right now. I could
Yes.
use, sometimes it's either really hot in here.
Yeah.
You ever see Richard Nixon debate Kennedy in 1960? Well, I wasn't
yeah, with
alive,
it.
but he's sweating. Oh, I'm not all. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like, that's how I feel sometimes in here. It's like I'm sweating. Other times it's like, whoa, God.
Yeah.
I don't know where the thermostat is for this place. I think it would just.
Mark
hold a little
always
more
walks back there. I don't know where, but he's
He
always
doesn't know
like,
where it is
He
either.
doesn't-
He's putting on a show for you.
Yeah,
I got this.
yeah, exactly.
God.
But the place where I used to work, the thermostat was in a locked box. So I used to take this ice pack that we had. I haven't done it here for the record, but you take the ice pack, you put it on top of that locked box, it chills down the thermostat, and that would shut off the AC. Our office was in the studio at that point.
No
So,
way.
and I'd be out there freezing before the noon show. It would be like approaching 90 degrees at noon, and I'd go out in the alleyway and just stand there in the sunshine at 90 degrees in my suit coat. I'm like, okay, this feels good. I'm actually warm now.
Yeah.
You
But,
guys have a door.
that would
and
work.
it's like,
But yeah, it's nice where we are now.
Yeah.
We're kind of in our own little element over there in the back of the newsroom.
All of our problems here in the news world, It's never
Little
quite right
inside
for us.
scoop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Could be a whole lot worse.
Could be a
outside,
whole
yeah.
lot worse. But yeah, so better temperatures, better weather on the way, I'm hoping.
Yeah, just very slowly. But I think by the end of the weekend, a little closer to 70. Average high is about 72 this time of year. So at least we'll be closer to average as we head deeper into the weekend. So for the holiday itself, for Memorial Day, that day is probably the best out of the three that's coming up for us.
Wet hair today, though.
yeah.
Big problem for you, right?
Big problem for me, yeah.
Right
Of course.
there.
Yeah.
Hey, stick around when we come back. More travel advice. We'll hear from AAA about their forecast for this weekend if you're taking the road. We'll be back after this.
Good morning and welcome back to ARC Rochester. I'm Christian Garzone.
And I'm Stephanie Joseph. Both Dan and Abby are off today, but we've got a lot to get to, so let's jump right into our next guest.
Earlier this morning, we got some travel advice if you're heading to the airport from Chris Lopez, but this weekend is expected to be a major travel period for more than just passengers in the skies.
Yeah, AAA has released their predictions for the Memorial Day travel weekend, and joining us now with more is spokesperson Mark Gruba with us this morning. There is a lot to cover here in terms of travel, another record-setting one for this year.
It is. Overall, 45.1 million Americans will travel 50 miles or more from their home this holiday weekend. So yes, that breaks a record set 20 years ago back in 2005. So we're well beyond the pre-pandemic numbers. We're at all-time record numbers now. And a big piece of that, 87% of those travelers, over 39 million people, will be on the roads. They're road tripping this holiday weekend.
Yeah.
You know, gas prices, I heard this number that with adjusted inflation are actually the lowest in 40 years or something like that?
I don't know if it's quite that deep. You might be right about that. I
Yeah.
haven't heard that stat, but certainly in the last 4 years, 2021 was the last time we saw prices where they are now. As of this morning, the national average is $3.20 a gallon. That's 40 cents cheaper than a year ago today. Here locally in Rochester, $3.11 a gallon, over 55 cents cheaper than a year ago today. So we all know prices are up in some areas, but one area where travelers are getting a break is with gas prices, no question.
Yeah, $2.75, the burned dairy by my house in Greece, $2.75.
Remember, I'm giving you averages here.
No, I know.
So if you
but-
hunt around, you can find that good price. That's true.
That's right. It's lower in my area.
Yeah.
So it's not bad at all.
And a lot more people are taking to the roads, but there are a good some that are taking to the skies as well.
Well, you mentioned Chris was at the airport this morning. Air travel this year from last year up about 2%. You know, the big thing with air travel this year is the implementation of the Real ID requirement. So anyone flying domestically in the U.S. must have a Real ID at this point or other acceptable form of ID. Certainly a passport is an acceptable form of ID. An enhanced ID is acceptable as well. You can get an enhanced ID here in New York. What you're looking for on your ID, your driver's license or your non-driving ID, is the star or a U.S. flag. If you don't see either one of those, you need to go to the DMV and get the Real ID or the enhanced ID if you intend to travel domestically in the U.S. And the other caveat to that is enter certain government facilities, federal facilities as well, where an ID is required.
I just did my passport. It trumps everything, so I got that.
And many travelers who are coming to AAA are taking that attitude. They'll figure out the Real ID later, but if you have a valid passport, you can go anywhere in the U.S. and, of course, anywhere around the world as well. That solves the problem right there.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure. And to return to the roads for a little bit, we know that this time specifically as drivers hit the road, it's very important to be safe, as this is considered one of the 100 deadliest days that we're seeing.
It is, and we talk about this every year at AAA because it's so important. Traffic safety is at the heart of our mission. The 100 deadliest days, the period between Memorial Day and Labor Day, when fatal teenage car crashes rise dramatically. In 2023 alone, 860 people were killed in teenage-related car crashes across the country, just in these 100 days that we're talking about, these summer months. Teenagers are out of school, they have more time on their hands, it's newfound freedom, but with that comes risk as well. So what we're talking to teens about is making sure you're not speeding, buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. Avoid distractions behind the wheel. The number one distraction, of course, is the cell phone. Put it away. So, and of course, you know, we think about the holiday weekend and barbecues, and alcohol can often go with that. We're not getting behind the wheel impaired by drugs or alcohol. These are critically important messages for our teens. As adults, caregivers, parents, same message. We're modeling that behavior that we want our new teenage drivers to follow.
You know, just a piece of advice here for anybody out there. When I want to go out and have a few drinks with friends, I take the bus, which is great, and then I Uber home.
Yep.
It's a nice option.
Right. And again, it's about planning ahead and making a good plan, making a smart choice, eliminating the risk, taking care of your own safety, the safety of those who might be in the car with you, and everyone else in our community as well. We all have a responsibility, and together we can really make a difference on the roads.
That is for sure. And also, this isn't the only day in terms of Friday. A lot of people may be heading out, but we're expected to see travel peaking at different times throughout this weekend.
It's true. Right now, the time we're talking, like right this time is a great time to be on the road. If you're heading out on a road trip this morning, Coming back on Monday, same thing. Obviously, the earlier the better. Folks want to extend that vacation as long as they can. You just have to know if you leave a little bit later in the day, you're going to hit more traffic on the roads. Pack your patience. And again, remember, don't speed. People go 5-10 miles per hour over the speed limit, think they're making up. It's really only a few miles over the course of a multi-hour trip. It's not worth the risk. Just pack your patience and you'll get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, there's times where I have been, going a little bit faster than I should, and I'm looking at like the clock and the speedometer and the GPS, and it only made like a 30-second or a 1-minute difference.
Right.
So it was like, whatever.
It's not worth the risk.
Yeah.
We think we're making a big difference, making up time that way, but in the end, you're really just raising the potential for a crash, which is the last thing anybody needs on the road.
And raising your voice and come on, you, and everything else. Yeah.
And if you're already on the fastest route, I mean, you can't go any faster at that point.
Yeah, and one last piece about cars, get the car looked over if you can before you leave. Get the battery checked, the tires, tire pressure, tread depth, the wipers, wiper fluid, even the headlights. We're here to help you on the side of the road. Last year, over 350,000 people were helped by AAA on the roadside over Memorial Day weekend. We'll be there for you, but we'd rather you get to your destination without needing our help.
Can you come personally and help me out if I have trouble? That'd be great, Mark. I love your smile.
Depends where you are.
Yeah.
I'll do it just for you.
So true.
All right, Mark Gruba, thank you so much for
Sure.
joining us this morning. Hey, stick around. Our Rochester returns right after this. Welcome back at 8:40. We do start with that breaking news. Greece police are sharing more information with us this morning after an apparent standoff on Dewey Avenue.
Our Chris Lopez is there after a press conference with officers and has more details. Chris, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, so right behind me right now, Greece police are executing a search warrant, and they're going to be there for a few hours, we're told. Now, like you said, we spoke with the deputy chief of Greece police. Now, there's a lot of information here, so bear with me. They received a 911 call in the early hours from a female victim. Now, she said she was being menaced by a male Hispanic with a firearm in an apartment complex. When officers got there, they started talking to that female victim. They then spotted the male suspect and attempted to make contact with him. The suspect, we were told the suspect was non-compliant, very hostile towards the officers inside that apartment. He was upstairs. He was screaming outside of the window at times, throwing things at officers. There was a moment we were told that he displayed a handgun outside of the window. Officers continued to try and reason with him for actually a few hours, we were told. They learned that there was a 10-year-old and then a 12-year-old also in that same apartment, and then also another female. Now, shortly after 6 a.m., the adult female and the two children exited the apartment. They ended up being detained as a precaution. And then just after that occurred, the suspect emerged and he ran towards the officers and challenged them to a fight. Now, at this point, officers had a perimeter surrounding this apartment complex. Officers shot him with a beanbag shotgun. That paused him. He then turned around and ran towards more officers and started another fight. At that point, they deployed a K9 was used, and that took the suspect down finally. Now, they weren't giving up too much information on who the suspect was. We were told that he is 33 years old, and Greece police are familiar with him. And yes, he is a resident inside that apartment. He is taken to Strong right now, or he is at Strong right now, and he's being evaluated for his injuries. The female who was pregnant, who was inside that apartment, was taken to the hospital as a precautionary measure. We were told that she was incredibly stressed out. Obviously, this situation is incredibly stressful. So she is at Strong right now being evaluated. And currently, like I said, Greece police are serving a search warrant inside that apartment, and they are looking for that handgun that he was waving outside of the window. Reporting live in Greece, Chris Lopez, 13 WHAM News.
And Chris, really quickly before you go, is there anything that we know about the extent of the injuries to the man who was a part of this standoff this morning?
No, we were just told that he was taken to Strong right now. He was shot with that beanbag shotgun. The K9 had bit him and taken him down. But in terms of those extent of those injuries, we're not told how severe they are, Steph.
And in terms of the roadway, I do see that cars are going by right now, but as police are executing that search warrant, is there still a section that is blocked off right now?
No, as of right now, that deputy chief let us know that they alarmed different schools around the area. They tried to let all the neighbors and neighborhoods know when this was happening. But as of right now, Dewey is completely open. There's really nothing else blocked off right now, just that section of that apartment complex that they're serving that search warrant.
Yeah, this was at 3 o'clock this morning. I was out there on my way to work. I live close to there. Got out, took some video, and the police were doing the best they could with this guy. I'm like, hey, fella, a little early for this, isn't it? But it was quite the scene at 3 o'clock and then at 6 o'clock, and there you are still on scene there, Chris.
Yeah, Chris, thank you so much. Live on Dewey Avenue for us this morning. And coming up here on ARC Rochester, a look at a new bill that seeks to change how we save for retirement. We're back after this.
welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. We're switching gears this morning and talking finances. It can be a pretty confusing topic for many, and what can even be more confusing is talking about retirement, Stephanie.
Yeah, there's a new act that's been quietly introduced called the Secure 2.0 Act. And here to tell us more about how it would impact Americans is tax partner at MMB & Co., Anthony Cinto. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having me today. I appreciate it.
Hey, our pleasure. So talk about this act. What does it mean for people who are looking to retire?
You know, the way I look at this act, there's something for everybody. And at the end of the day, it boils down to saving smarter, building financial security, and retiring stronger. So when you look at this, I think about every stage of somebody's career. You've got your folks who just graduated school or came out of school, starting their career brand new, and you've got all the way up to folks who are looking at retirement in the next 10 years. And so there's something for everybody, and we could talk a little bit about that this morning. So we'll start with people who are just out of school. One of the real challenges when you just come out of school is balancing your new career and the money that you're making with your expenses, and can I even begin to retire? And a lot of people have significant student debt.
So true.
Right?
Yeah.
So this act actually has introduced a new way for those folks to save. In the past, it used to be that you would have to contribute to your retirement plan in order for your employer to provide some kind of a contribution on your behalf as well. Now, if you are paying down student debt, your employer can contribute based on the amount of student debt that you're paying down.
How about that?
So it's no harm on you. You're not contributing anything outside of what you're already paying, but your employer is helping you to start your nest egg for the future.
Wow.
Great. That's great.
That is amazing.
And let me ask you, the average American, how much should they have saved up to retire these days? It's got to be a large figure, is it not?
I think people would like it to be larger than it is.
Sure, yeah.
I think the unfortunate truth is that many Americans are not saving as much as they should during their career in order to live the kind of lifestyle that they would normally like to live. And, you know, that goes back to a lot of our Social Security nets and things like that. And what I think this act is really trying to do is make it easier for Americans to achieve their goals long term. And another way that this act has been doing that is trying to incentivize people by making the actual function of saving easier. So another provision is automatic enrollment. So now most companies, regardless of size, are going to be required starting this year to have a retirement plan and auto-enroll their employees. There will be an option for employees to opt out if they don't want to be a participant in the plan. But in general, if nothing happens, all employees of most companies will automatically be enrolled, and there will be at least a 3% of their pay contribution that has to go into that plan every year.
That is a good update to know about. And for people that are not towards the beginning of maybe their employment, but maybe nearing the end of it, is there something that they should know through this act that impacts them?
Absolutely. So two things I think that are really salient. One, a lot of people have taken advantage over the last few decades in saving for their college education through a 529 plan. Well, sometimes if they're fortunate, they get to the end of their college education and they've used all the funds that they needed, but there's still money in that 529 plan. If it just sits there, it's not really working for you. This act has now established a provision that allows those people to take up to $35,000 in their lifetime from the 529 plan and convert it into a Roth IRA, which grows tax-free and is distributable on your retirement tax-free. Huge, huge benefit, something that we've really been pushing for as an industry for a long time now.
So interesting. You know, I have the TSP, a thrift savings plan. Are you aware of that? It's from my military service.
A little bit. I don't know if Secure covers that, but it could. I mean, there's a lot of different provisions. This is this bill was 90 provisions plus. It's incredibly complex.
Yeah.
And so, you know, one of the things I always tell our clients is come and talk to us. There's most likely a provision in this bill that could fit your needs. The last bit that I wanted to touch really quickly on is supercharged catch-up contributions. So this is, again, for people that are later on in their careers towards the end of their retirement. There's always been this concept of catch-up contributions. Maybe people didn't save enough throughout their younger part of their career. They're towards the latter part of their career now. The IRS gives them the ability to contribute a lot more into a retirement plan than they normally would. Secure 2.0 supercharges that ability.
How cool.
So between 60 and 63 years of age, you can contribute, it's $11,250 in addition to the normal limitations of your retirement contributions.
And in that time period, there's growth happens.
That's right.
Great.
Yep, exactly. So it just allows, and there's tax savings. So all of these contributions would be essentially tax deductible to those individuals as well. So in a time period where they're making potentially the most money they would in their early 60s in their career, they want to retire, they want to put the most into their savings, but they're also able to use that and save some tax money as well.
What a great conversation. I love learning more about, finances, things like that. It's not that I'm bad with them. I just save money. I don't know what to really do with it.
Right.
And it's great to kind of pick your brain and hear more about this, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming in today.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
Really appreciate that.
And if anyone wants to connect with you or maybe MMB and Co.,
Yes.
how can they connect with you?
Yes, absolutely. Go to our website, mmmbaccounting.com. We have a lot of expertise. We're always here to help. And you can find me on our webpage as well. And there's a way to contact me directly.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much again.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And stick around. We'll be taking a look at what's coming up at 9 o'clock after this. Much more to get to here on ARC Rochester as we continue into the 9 o'clock hour. Later on, we've got your favorite part of Friday, ours too, the Weekend Buzz.
And at 9:10, our very own Jenna will tell us more about the Bills' upcoming holiday movie as it kicks off filming in Western New York. How cool is that?
I know, right? And at 9:15, we've got some trending stories filling your feed, including a very special commencement speech.
Kermit the Frog. 9:30, Wegmans chef Jeff will be joining us as graduates look ahead to summer grad parties and celebrations.
Yeah, that's all coming up in our 9 o'clock hour. ARC Rochester returns right after this.
Stay there.
9 o'clock on this May 23rd. Thanks so much for joining us here on ARC Rochester. I'm Stephanie Joseph.
And I'm Christian Garzone. Welcome back to ARC Rochester. We've got a lot to get to this morning, but first, here are some of the top stories we're following today.
We do continue to follow that breaking news. Greece police have arrested a man after an hours-long standoff on Dewey Avenue. Now, this is seen from earlier this morning. Officers blocking off an area of Dewey Avenue and Stone Road around 3 this morning. We're told the 33-year-old was arrested and accused of menacing a woman with a handgun. Officers were called around 1:30 following reports of a man threatening a woman. When officers arrived, the suspect reportedly refused to leave his apartment and waved his handgun out the window. Charges are pending, and we have more information on this story, of course, online at 13wham.com.
And Rochester police say a man was hurt during a home invasion robbery on the city's north side. This was the scene around 2 o'clock this morning in the area of Morton and Bay Streets. Police say they were called there for the report of a shooting. They found a 39-year-old man who, while not shot, was treated for what we're told are non-life-threatening injuries. We're told 2 people were taken into custody. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office needs your help finding a missing teenager. Take a look at your screen here. This is 17-year-old Michelle Camara. We're told she was last seen leaving her home in Henrietta and was wearing a dark hoodie and sweatpants. Now, deputies do not think she's in any danger, but those with information are asked to call 911.
One person was hospitalized after escaping a house fire in Rochester's North Winton Village. Now, crews responded to this scene here on Humboldt Street around 9 Thursday night. We're told one person was inside the home at the time, but they managed to get themselves out. They were taken to the hospital, but the extent of their injuries is not known right now. No other injuries were reported. Firefighters say the house was not a total loss, but is unlivable until repairs are made.
Turning now to the case of the former Geneva police officer accused of selling drugs while on duty and in uniform. Ontario County DA James Ritt says he's been forced to assign a special prosecutor to the case of Michael Tapscott. Ritt says Tapscott exchanged personal text messages with the assistant DA Jason McBride, who is running against Ritt in this year's election. Ritt says the messages happened before Tapscott's arrest and included McBride seeking Tapscott's and the police union's endorsement. Jason McBride releasing a statement in response saying that despite the lengthy delay, he's glad Ritt's, quote, finally decided to do the right thing and have an impartial, competent district attorney handle Officer Tapscott's matter.
Happening today, the suspect charged with killing a man with dementia last year is due back in court for preliminary hearings. 35-year-old Peter Scott is charged with first-degree manslaughter in the death of 76-year-old Valery Brintev. He's accused of repeatedly kicking and punching Brintev on the front porch of a Norton Street home in December of last year. Brintev died in the hospital back in February. Police say Brintev suffered from dementia, was bound to a walker, didn't speak English, and appeared lost and disoriented. According to officers, there are no additional suspects, but some people who witnessed the attack and did not intervene may face charges.
An upstate New York man is dead after a plane crash in San Diego. All 6 people on board the plane are presumed dead after it crashed into a neighborhood Thursday afternoon. Several blocks of homes were engulfed in flames and littered with debris. The plane's registered owner was Dave Shapiro, an Albany area native who co-founded a music agency and whose clients have included the band Sum 41 and Vanessa Carlton. Officials say it was a foggy morning and they're looking into whether the plane clipped a power line before crashing.
For all these top stories and any updates, be sure to visit 13wham.com.
Let's turn things over now to Marty Snyder with a full look at the forecast. Hey there, Marty. Still kind of wet out there and cold. What's going on?
That's it. And just the same thing, really. Not much changed, and it is going to change as we head forward throughout the day today. We're just going to see those clouds hold on pretty well. Occasionally, some showers pass through. A little steady for the short term. We may see it turn a little more occasional as we head deeper into the day. But as you can notice, temperatures really aren't going to move all that much. There's not much of a push to get these numbers to move all that much today. The average high this time of year, about 72 degrees. As you can see, we're going to be well below that, probably running at least 20 degrees below average, which is a pretty good margin. It's rare to see a margin of that great, especially this time of year. Now, as far as precipitation goes, we're seeing that one phase continue to lift up and through. Even to look well off to our east, notice up some of the higher elevations through New Hampshire and Maine. It's flipping over to some snow. It's cold enough to support that. For us, that's not the case. It's chilly out there for May standards, but not quite to that extent. And we're starting off with that rain, pretty steady, but notice that focus beginning to draw to the east a little more. That's that trend that we're going to see today, where a lot of that begins to pull a little bit more to the east. Notice it is a little more moderate through portions of Wayne County, especially along the Route 31 corridor. You can see a few more of those brighter shades showing up there, and then that heavier band drops down into Seneca County there as well. And still even across a lot of Monroe County, we're seeing that rain fill in. Even off to the west, you look at a lot of our western counties and even down towards Letchworth, those areas, at least the rain beginning to break up. But today is one of those cases where just because you don't see the green showing up on a certain area on radar doesn't mean it's entirely dry. Still could be a little mist from some lower clouds, even in those areas off to the west. But you can see that little bit more of an eastward push, where the focus is becoming more east into the eastern half of Monroe County and even into Wayne County and Finger Lakes. That's where a lot of that is going to line up a little bit more for just a little deeper into the morning, even into the early afternoon. But even with that said, we're still going to see at least that little bit of a mist to the air, cloud cover holding on pretty well, and those clouds are really going to stick with us pretty well as we head through the day today. Really not much of a variation compared to what we have been seeing. Right now, 48 degrees, breeze coming in about 15 miles an hour, so it's up there, nothing excessive, but when you're dealing with rain, temperatures in the 40s, breeze at 15 miles an hour, as we all know, doesn't really help matters all that much. Just a chilly day for us. Temperatures right now mostly in the 40s. Really haven't changed much up to this point, nor as we head through the next upcoming hours of the day are they really going to increase much. We'll be near 50 for a high today. Dansville at 51, but most areas at least in that upper 40s range right now, and shouldn't really change a whole lot going forward. But that precipitation, as I mentioned before, it is going to line up a little bit more to the east, so we're going to see that easterly push where we'll linger in areas eastern Monroe County and even east into Wayne County a little bit longer than areas to the west and south. Notice how it breaks down a little bit into the evening, but another phase drops down and through as we get into some of the nighttime hours. Tomorrow, I think dry for a lot of the day, but even with that said, yeah, there are a couple showers that pop up, even Saturday night, a couple showers here and there, and even into Sunday, that slight risk is there for maybe a pop-up shower during that time frame. But for each of these days, the risk of rain begins to pull back just a little bit. 50 today, 57 tomorrow, back into the 60s on Sunday. Notice that risk of rain begins to fall back just a little bit through that time frame. And I think as we head into early next week, that's when we finally get up to a little closer to average for this time of year, a little closer to 70 on Monday and some lower 70s into Tuesday. So we change things around, warm it up a little bit as we head through time. But in the time being, we have to do the Muddy Paw Outlook. We have Tucker on there for us today.
Hey, Tucker.
With Tucker's raincoat on, all set for the rain. And it is going to be kind of a towel time today with that rain out there. But notice each day we improve a little bit, wet paws through the weekend, then we dry out early next week. So at least Tucker's prepared. He's got his raincoat on. He's ready for that rain today because there's going to be more of that on its way.
Did he put that on himself?
I don't know. He may have.
I wonder. Yeah, he could have. I mean, he could have. You don't know. I mean, what a dog. What an amazing dog.
What animals can do these days.
I'm telling
remarkable.
you.
But
themselves.
I got my dog taking her out in the trail after this, after the shows today. We'll see how it goes.
We'll be ready for those paws.
My own Muddy Paw forecast.
Yeah.
That's
tough.
Yeah, it goes
Send
anywhere.
a picture in. We can use it. You should send a picture in too with Chime In. I don't think we have the code up yet, but you
can do it that way.
13wam.com/chime in, right?
There we go.
there
Wow,
it
it's a
is.
miracle. Early
Asking you
Christmas
shall
miracle.
Asking you shall receive.
Yeah, so be sure to scan that QR code, send us your photos, videos. We want to see your pets. Yeah.
And I said Christmas miracle a second ago. Check this out. Coming up, the Bills are getting a taste of Tinseltown.
In just a second.
Oh, in just a second.
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
But before all of that,
Oh, yeah.
this weather is something else. I don't know if we have the countdown behind us, probably not, but I'm counting down to summer at this point.
Oh, I'm ready for it. It is an unofficial start of summer weekend. It's not going to feel like it, but, by Memorial Day, it'll be a little closer to 70, so not quite 80s, not really summer-like weather quite yet, but at least we're going in the right direction.
Yeah.
I wonder how the beach will be this year at Memorial Day up at Ontario Beach Park.
Ooh, it's going to be chilly for the first part.
I know.
It's
Marty
not
Space said
cookout
it all.
time.
Yeah.
It is not cookout time.
Yeah,
There's your
there-
counter, 27 days.
27, a long
27.
Still 27 days away, that's right. This unofficial kickoff, and we forget that we got a little ways to go.
Right. And especially this year, since it's kind of an early Memorial Day, a little earlier in the month, I think, than average. That kind of adds to that little bit of added time there. So it's bonus time. We'll call it that.
Bonus.
It starts a little bit early. Well, meteorological summer starts on the 1st of June, so that is a little
Oh, nice.
closer. You can look at it that way.
We'll get there.
Glass
May
is
has
half
flown
full.
by.
Fingers,
It really
toes, other body parts crossed that we
I
get
know.
there.
Yeah,
I tried
I'm
the
ready.
toes. It's
Yeah,
hard.
yeah.
So ready.
Yeah, I can cross my toes. I can do a lot of things. It's amazing. All right.
Well, thank you, Marty.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
Now, coming up, the Bills are getting a taste of Tinseltown. We're talking to our own Jenna following yesterday's announcement about the team's holiday Hallmark movie. This sounds great. Stay tuned, everybody.
The Buffalo Bills are going beyond the locker room and into the world of cinema. Production is starting in the Hallmark movie Holiday Touchdown, a Bills love story. And this morning, we get the opportunity, the joy of hearing all about it.
Yeah, our very own Jenna was at the big announcement yesterday alongside some of the cast members and has more details. Jenna, good morning. Always so good to see you, even if it's over Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah, good to see you guys. How's it going?
Great. I'm very excited about this movie. There's been so much anticipation building, like Bills Mafia has been going off on social media with excitement.
I know for myself, like, I personally am a really big Hallmark Channel movie fan, like just the Christmas season, what it means. So yesterday was really cool. Like, obviously it's May, might not feel like May, but it is May. Yeah. And walking down the Bills tunnel and seeing Christmas trees all around, you're like, whoa, looks a little bit different. But it was really cool. It's like production starts this week on the Hallmark Channel movie. And I think it just brings a lot of spotlight to Western New York. And yesterday was cool. We got to talk to a couple of the Bills' current players as well. Reed Ferguson, their long snapper, Deion Dawkins. I know a fan favorite offensive lineman. And they both talked about how their families are Hallmark Channel fans. And when they found out about the opportunity, Reed Ferguson was like, my wife told me I had to be in the movie. But you can feel the buzz. And they've been filming both yesterday as well as today in the stadium. Around 2,700 extras will be there for the stadium scenes. But it's been really, really cool and just definitely a very unique thing. And I think what makes it even more awesome is, last year they featured the Chiefs, and obviously that's still a somewhat small NFL market size. But for the Bills, like for Western New York, we are even smaller than that. So to get the spotlight of having Hallmark Channel be in Western New York is just a really cool opportunity that I think a couple years ago just seemed completely off the table. But it's amazing what the NFL MVP and winning football can do for an entire area.
Yeah, and there are some big players in this, quite literally, former players that are cast members in the movie. I would imagine that the plot, do we know anything about the plot? Is like love a central focus of this, surrounded by the Bills some way, somehow, magically?
Yeah, so it's Holiday, the name I'm struggling with. It's Holiday Touchdown, a Bills love story. They have been very tight-lipped about the plot, but I would imagine that there is a lot of love in the plot of the movie. That being said, one of the main characters plays the stadium VP. So that is something that I think will play into, this year is the final year at Highmark Stadium. They're getting ready to open the new stadium across the street coming up within the next 2 years. So I think that will be a plot line of this, but they have been very secretive kind of about what is in store in terms of the plot. So I think a lot of people are excited, but as a Hallmark Channel movie aficionado, I know it's a happy ending. So there's that.
That is good at least, right? And I have been trying to find anywhere, searching on Google, looking through all of the different sites to see if Josh Allen will be making an appearance. I haven't seen anything so far, but maybe a cameo.
So he is not one of the players mentioned. They do have they have a lot of guys that are on this current roster, as well as head coach Sean McDermott. There's DeMar Hamlin, there's Ray Davis, Deion Dawkins, Reed Ferguson. So players like that are on there. I have not seen Josh Allen. Now he is signed with Skydance Sports, which is one of the companies that is in collaboration with Hallmark and the Bills doing this movie. But I don't know. I don't know if this will be his debut on the big screen for Josh, but I know a lot of Bills players. I asked yesterday, what's kind of been the reaction in the locker room? Because I don't know, are guys excited about it? And Reed Ferguson told me the guys were jazzed about it. They were all like, how do I get in the movie? I need to get in the movie. My wife wants me to get in. So it was really funny to just kind of hear that reaction because, I don't know if players are even interested in it, but it turns out they are very excited about the opportunity.
Yeah.
I would imagine this is a chance to highlight some of what Buffalo has to offer as well in a national movie, international movie, really. I mean, it'll go across the world, but, Buffalo wings, et cetera, be a nice kind of way to put Buffalo on the map.
I totally agree. And I think they've really tried to make this movie. The word they kept using yesterday was authentic. And I think what they did is even last year, at the end of last season, they came to Western New York for the Bills hosting the Patriots because they wanted to see what it was like on game day. So they've tried to do a lot of research to make this movie feel as Western New York as possible. So it made it kind of unique for them that they got to see a tailgate. They got to see, Bills Mafia and action. And they're shooting around spots in Western New York throughout the Buffalo area. So they really loved, trying to incorporate as much as possible. Some of the people we talked to yesterday from Hallmark said, yeah, we can make a set and we can film Buffalo in Ohio. We could film Buffalo in, other areas, but they really wanted to make this movie be a part of Western New York. And what's also really cool is Reed Ferguson told us that about 80% of the staff or of the production crew is from Western New York too. So there's that added
amazing.
That is amazing.
Yeah, so there's that added local element there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and by the way, Mario Lopez from Saved by the Bell, he played AC Slater.
Okay, I was like,
Yeah, is he in this movie? Because he was in Buffalo for something. He's all over Twitter. I'm like, hey, Saved by the Bell, what are they doing here? And he was, hey, the Bills, is he in this or not? Do we know?
Okay, so they announced the cast, and Saved by
the Bell,
Dario
right?
is in it. I'm not sure. Honestly, I thought he was in it, and then I saw the cast, and maybe I misread it, but I didn't see his name. So I don't know. I'm actually going to look that up right now because I'm like, I don't really understand. But in terms of the actual cast, it is a large cast. And then like I talked about, there are current Bills players. There are former Bills players. legends like Jim Kelly, Thurman
Yeah.
Thomas, Scott Norwood is also on there too. So I'm actually really curious how they're going to incorporate everyone because there are so many different personalities. And I will tell you, the Hallmark Channel people told us yesterday that Sean McDermott has already been filming. And they said McDermott could have a second career in acting.
That's
I was
big.
not expecting that from McDermott, but I was like, okay, so I guess he's a good actor too.
Well, you heard it here first, guys. That
amazing.
is major. Looking forward to that. Maybe a potential cameo. We're going to keep our fingers crossed for Josh Allen. But this is a lot of fun. Excited. Where there's a way, there's a
there's a way. There we go. There we go.
Especially with Hallmark. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was funny. We were yesterday. I was like, you know what? I'm like going to try to scoot in and be an extra. Wasn't picked. That's okay though.
Well, there's always next time.
Best smile in the galaxy you got, Jenna.
That
They should
is
put you
right.
in there front and center.
Thank you so much for joining us, Jenna.
Thanks, guys.
And stick around. We're taking a look at some trending stories filling your feed. We're back after this.
Welcome back. Let's dive right into some trending stories filling your feed. We'll start with a local story shining a light on the arts and some talented students.
Yeah, the Rochester Broadway Theater League's Stars of Tomorrow have announced the 2 winners who are now headed to New York City to represent the Rochester region in the Jimmy Awards.
Tessa Myers and Ian Royce will compete against more than 100 students on Broadway for scholarships, internships, and even the possibility to be a cast in a Broadway production. The 2 are both from Greece Arcadia. They'll train for 10 days with Broadway professionals and compete on the 23rd.
That is an amazing opportunity.
It really is.
Yeah,
It
congratulations
really is.
to them. All right, our next story is proving a rainbow connection can go a long way.
Yeah, Kermit the Frog delivered a commencement speech at the University of Maryland last night. He offered words of optimism and encouragement. Let's take a listen.
Stay connected to your dreams, no matter how big, no matter how impossible they seem. The truth is, dreams are how we figure out where we want to go, and life is how we get there.
I was laughing even an hour ago when we ran this. I'm still laughing because it's so funny. But Kermit does have a long history with the school. The Muppets creator Jim Henson graduated from the university in 1960. The campus has a statue of Kermit and Henson of course, together.
Yeah, and I want to go a bit more in depth on this story. As a Maryland native, very Maryland story out there. I had a theater teacher who was the best person in the world, could talk about her for days, months,
Yeah.
whatever. But she was passionate about puppetry, and she was a fan of the Muppets as well. I believe that she studied at UMD and had gotten a specialization in puppetry
Yeah.
for her theater degree. So it is amazing to see Kermit at the commencement ceremony. And even another backstory about why this is so Maryland to me is I dressed up as the Kermit the Frog meme. I don't have a picture, unfortunately, but it was meme day at my high school. And there was a bunch of other Kermits, but I DIY'd my entire outfit.
Oh, do it yourself.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
And I had the little felt triangles on my T-shirt, had a sign. I might have had a cup.
What a great resume bullet. Is that how you got
Yeah.
the job here? You know, oh, well, I can see you
What
did.
can I say?
Yeah, no, it's perfect.
Interesting tidbit.
DIY, do
Yes.
it yourself. There we go. I'm still catching up on these terms here. In entertainment news, Disney's latest live-action remake is hitting theaters today. Lilo and Stitch, right?
Lilo.
Oh my God, see, I'm sorry. Lilo and Stitch is already getting mixed reviews online. Looking at Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 72. Critics say it's lost some of the rough edges of the original, but it isn't bad. Others say it's the best remake Disney has made yet.
Yeah, the leading star Maya is making her big break as Lilo. So great news for her, kudos to her. I think when the original announcement came out, I had never pictured Lilo and Stitch as live action. It's always hard to replicate the look of the animation when you change it over.
Yeah, well, and I obviously, with me botching the name, I've never seen it. I sort of tapered off there with Robin Hood with the fox. That's my favorite Disney one. Robin Hood and Little John
Is it
running
Fox
through
and
the
the Hound or?
No. It's Robin Hood's a fox and Little John's a bear. Came out in 1973. Google me at home. 1973. That's my favorite Disney, but I've not seen anything past 1995 or so. Hercules era kind of.
I love
Yeah,
Hercules.
yeah.
Well, you stopped off at a good time.
Yeah, I did. So Lilo and Stitch, the remake, getting mixed reviews, but I think a lot of people are still going to go see it.
Yeah, I think I might give it a chance, especially with Memorial Day weekend. It is going to be on the rainier side.
Yeah.
So, it's a good time, if you have the extra time, to head out to the theater.
I think Mission Impossible's coming out as well soon, with Tom Cruise, the last one. That I want to see.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
There was always, what was the ship name, as we call it? Like, relationship name. But it was for movies. Like, Barbenheimer was the big thing.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was Glicked for
yep.
Wicked and...
Gladiator,
yes.
too, which was fantastic, by the way.
Yeah.
Go see that, yeah. Well, it's out, go rent it at your nearest Blockbuster or whatever they do these days. Pay-per-view. I don't know, the Red Box? No.
Oh, my gosh, the red box.
They still have those around sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Gladiator, too, was great. Yeah.
Hey, stick around. We're talking to Wegman Chef Jeff after this.
Hey, good morning. Welcome back to ARC Rochester. I'm Christian Garzone.
And I'm Stephanie Joseph. Both Dan and Abby are off, but that's okay. We have a great next guest with us right now, Wegmans chef Jeff, with summer right around the corner. It also means that it's time for grad parties, summer celebrations, and of course, there has to be good food there.
It's true, and we're here to help.
Yeah, for help on where to start, what this looks like, Jeff is here with us now. Look at this wonderful spread. I'm getting distracted by the food. I know you're here, but I keep looking at this.
Yeah, so we have a lot of great options available at our catering department through our Meals to Go app. So we have some pre-selected packages that are together. This is some of it's our graduation celebration. I always have to make myself say that slow because it's a tongue twister. So that would include some of our rosemary roasted chicken. We have some of our honey roasted carrots, our Tuscan potatoes, and it comes with a beautiful Mori antipasto tray, and then our Italian chopped salad up front there.
Oh, that's right there, over there.
These are all great options, especially with, I know a lot of people right now are in the midst of their graduation parties. How far in advance should someone who maybe is planning a party for, let's say, next month?
That's plenty of time. So you can do this in bed too. If you're laying in bed, you can hop right on your app. You can call one of our folks at our catering department, stop when you're shopping in, or Wegmans.com. There's a link right there.
Yeah.
So it's easy. You can do it, whenever you want, whatever time of day. If you're at work on your lunch break, you can do it there.
That's great. So you order on the app and you guys prepare this for the
Correct.
people. So it's not like here's a card with a recipe. Good luck. Go get this stuff.
Correct.
You guys
Yep. We have everything. Make it easy. We just started hot catering at select stores. So this package it would actually come hot for you if you get it at the select store. So yeah, it's hot and ready to go. You just take it home, put it in a chafing dish, and keep it hot for your guests. So it's
That
great.
is amazing.
Question of the morning. Room for ketchup on any of this? You a ketchup guy?
You can put ketchup on whatever you want. I wouldn't suggest it on everything, but yeah, whatever you want.
Everything looks like well seasoned. I feel like I wouldn't want to add anything else, but there's a lot of there's a lot of palates that you're catering to here. If somebody likes, chicken, for example, they have that option. There's also some really great salads here too. They can make that pre-made with maybe some adjustments if needed.
So this is our berry blast salad. So it's a great option for the summer. It's actually vegan, so it has organic berries on it. It comes with our balsamic vinaigrette, so it's a great option too. Great summer item. So, and then we also have our sushi. So it's a great tray because it has cooked, it has veggie, and it has raw items on there. So it's just a great option for everybody that's at your party. So.
Yeah, the Italian. I never heard of something like that. What's it called again?
The chopped Italian salad. So
is it your own creation or Wegmans' own creation?
It's Wegmans' own creation. We actually just started the sale not too long ago, so it's a fairly new item for us. So it's great.
It's salad season. And there's some fresh fruit in there. I know when I went to Wegmans recently, I was very excited about the cherries. So glad I picked those
They're here,
up.
yeah.
Are the cherries here? Where?
No,
they're
in
here.
general.
In
I
season.
just
We're talking
saw-
in the commercial.
Yes.
If there's cherries, I'm getting them and I want them. Okay, whoa, Stephanie. Hey.
I'm serious about my cherries.
Yes,
They're in
serious.
season.
I'm also seeing that there's a cake right here. That's something Wegmans can also help with.
Yep, so we have custom cakes available. So I just put a generic message on there, but you can do it custom with colors and different fillings too, and you could send in a picture of your graduate to put on the cake too. And we are also doing we started custom cookies this year, so you
That is
can
fantastic.
email your picture in and we can put on a cookie for you and your guests.
Who wouldn't want that?
I know,
would.
this is quite the spread. This
I
is great.
know.
Something for everybody. Like you said, even the vegan salad would be for anybody, really. That's great.
And is that like a potato salad? I'm not seeing the front of the.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
that's in
Yep, we
front
have
of
some
the
of our
cake.
home style salads too, so we can help with that. If you're just looking,
yeah.
for us to help with that kind of side of things. If you're looking to cook out and you can cook out, we can help with the salads and the sides. So
Yeah, there will be plenty of barbecues. Maybe they might be indoors for a little bit this
Maybe,
weekend. But a lot of people, I know I could always use help with something that's quick and easy, especially on those stressful
that's
cooking
what we're here
days.
for.
Yeah, that is for sure. There is so much here. Is that a cannoli?
Yep, so that's a cannoli dip tray. So, and then this year we actually have, with lemon cannoli filling. So, as opposed to the regular with chocolate chips or the plain.
What I love about Wegmans is you take great taste, great ingredients, and make them affordable for people.
We try, yep.
Yeah, that's great.
So one more time, for anybody who wants to learn more about this or is maybe planning their next party, what can they do?
So you can download our Meals to Go app through the Apple Store or the Android store. You can stop in when you're shopping, or you can just go on to Wegmans.com. There's a link right there. You pop right on there and order your food.
All right, fantastic. Chef Jeff, it is always a pleasure to have
I
you
appreciate
in.
it. Thank you.
And stick around, we've got so much more. We're back with our favorite part of Friday, the Weekend Buzz. Scott and Sandy will be with us after the break. Well, it wouldn't be Friday without the weekend buzz.
Scott and Sandy are here with a new Jerk or Justified.
That's right. That's right.
We decide the moral compass right here, right now.
Amazing.
It's up to you guys. It started with all the listeners on the buzz, but if you change the verdict, that's it. It's law.
Yeah.
Really?
What'd you
Oh,
say?
oh, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
I know the
Big
power.
responsibility.
Don't you feel
Like a big executive order.
Yes,
Exactly,
you might not get
yes.
this kind of power at home,
Yeah.
but here, right now, you got it.
Congress doesn't have to approve.
I know.
Yeah,
You're
that's
good.
right, that's great.
Streamlined process.
So good.
Okay,
Yeah.
so today up for debate, deciding jerk or justified, to cut somebody off mid-story to tell them, you already told me that.
So, you know, your
yeah, I
friend
got
comes up to
you.
you,
You know?
hey man, the other
So-
night I was like, did this, and you're like,
Because-
you already told me.
Because I went for a walk the other day, and now we know, right, that there's only so many minutes in a day. If you can get out and go for a walk, you're like, time's a ticking, honey.
Yeah.
Run into a neighbor, and this is a neighbor who tends to, sweet woman.
Uh-huh.
This isn't.
Narrowed it down a little bit.
He hates when I do that, when I'm like, okay, she's super sweet, but she repeats her stories.
Right.
So she was telling me a story, and I've already heard it. Time is a ticking.
Oh, yeah.
So I cut her off, and I'm like, oh, yeah, you already told me that. As I'm trying to, like, okay, goodbye.
Yeah.
She gave me this look like I completely insulted her.
Took her soul right away from
I
her.
did.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
So, is that rude?
Is it jerk or
Tell somebody?
justified? What do you think?
Okay, so
Oh,
I think it's justified, but I understand where she's coming from. And that, like, when you say, like, oh, yeah, it kind of feels like, you know, like a write-off. She's like, oh, I just wanted to tell you, but you had some places to be, so I get it. But I could see where she's coming from.
Yeah.
However, it's justified to say, I've heard this story.
I think, you know,
Move on. Tell me another one.
Justified, you can also feel a bit like a jerk because you know that the woman's soul got sucked out. My dad does this sometimes where he will talk about, you know, when I met your mother. And it's like I've heard it over the past 30 years.
Yeah,
We start talking about
yeah.
what pizza toppings we want. Let's break it down.
I
It's like-
think
It's
like-
parents
Yeah.
get a pass, though. Because my mom does this, too.
oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
I'll be like, but our parents, I think, yeah, they get a pass. Tell me
hear
the
ya.
story a million times, that's fine.
Yeah.
But for us, like if I were to tell you a story, would you cut me off? Or would you patiently,
Well, here's one thing.
would you act like I've never told you the story?
No, I think what you did was perfectly fine. I give everyone a minute. That's my dad's advice: is give everyone a minute, kind of nod, and then you kind of just maybe segue. I give everybody just that time period.
Oh my God, that's hysterical. Do you have a timer, like a buzzer?
No,
Like,
no, no. But a
Body
minute.
clock.
Time's up. Yeah, time's up. 60 seconds.
But that makes sense. After the 1 minute mark or whatever, you get them into the thing. You're like, oh, I remember when you told. That's when you can kind of let them down quickly.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I remember that story. You told me that last
Yes.
time, and then giggle. Oh,
Yeah, do it nice.
But
right?
really, I'm like, oh my God, come on, you know,
Yeah, speed it up.
Speed it up. Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying justified.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the
What about to do this?
To do that? No, well,
Right.
I do
Spit
that
up.
to my sister.
Yeah.
Do ya?
And we have this saying, she was like, all right, this person needs a wrap it up box. And then we go, wrap it up.
So after we talked about that, then we had a listener reach out to us and goes, okay, so what if you say justified to say, okay, you already told me this story, but what if you don't feel like talking? Can you tell somebody, I don't feel like talking? Like you're sitting on the front porch with a cup of coffee and the neighbor comes over and
And you just want peace and quiet.
This is your
right.
moment.
You know.
Now can you?
I'm terrible at this.
Really?
I'm
Do you
the
shut people
worst.
down? You're like, nope.
I don't, and I should.
Yeah.
Usually, if I see it from far enough, I'll just get up and go inside. I'll walk the other direction. I'm just terrible at no.
The only person that can do this is your significant other. My wife does it to me all the time. She comes home from work. She's a road warrior, goes to Buffalo back and forth. By the way, he's going to be in the Buffalo Bills Hallmark movie tonight.
Are you
He's going up
serious?
to that. Yes, I just saw your piece on that. We'll talk about that later. But she will sit down on the couch, and I'll be like, hey. She's like, nope. No,
and
you're
she
not. I'm not
plays?
talking to you. And she turns on like Candy Crush or Bubble Witch or something like
She'll be
that.
like, I don't want to talk right now. And she
Yeah.
plays her games. Is that hysterical?
She's resetting herself in so many ways. In this
It's her
job
way,
especially, but
yes.
so many, we're on all day. We are our best selves for hours on end.
Yeah.
Again, not just in this job, but in many other jobs. So at a certain point, you got to find that safe zone to shut down.
Yeah.
And I can be awful at it as well, where I try to just kind of.
Wait a minute. So you're saying it's justified that his wife does that?
Well, here's the thing.
Do I have a choice? I mean, I
You don't have a
choice.
choice.
I
You
don't
don't have a choice. No, but he's not backing you up. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think it is justified to a degree, but I don't know the extent of how prolonged is that Candy Crush? No.
To the next
I
day.
like,
Wait till you're spoken to. We'll be fine.
right.
It could go on for 20, 30 minutes, longer than 30 minutes.
Could be, yeah, could be.
The fact that there's some
Yeah.
verbal exchange is good.
Yeah.
I'm kind of guilty of. I did this a lot before, but still kind of now. If I see a phone call, it can be from absolutely anyone. I probably won't answer unless it's work, and it might be a second call, might be a third call. And if I really don't want to talk, you will not hear from me. A text message, I've learned to try, but I feel like that's justified.
Okay.
I got
all
that.
right.
Now next time I text you or call you and
You don't answer, then
you
you know what the
barge
deal
me,
is.
I'll be like,
I'm FaceTime only.
Yeah?
Right.
So yeah.
you
no,
are?
Don't text me. Don't
He's
call
kidding.
me. FaceTime me.
He's
Are you joking?
No, no, I'm
Yeah.
joking.
Oh, I was going to say, that's weird.
I know.
And that
Just uncovered
face?
I have
something
I
weird.
have a FaceTime only policy with this face.
Only a mother could love.
Only a mother could love. Hey, people like this face. And by the way, they love this.
Yeah, man.
People love this.
I like
You
it
can
too.
Go ahead and touch it if you'd like.
I like it.
No, you're
You know-
good. It's from a distance.
You know, we were going to do the whole I love my work wife thing with you two today, but she says it's old hat. Did you see what we did last week?
Yeah, I was here for it.
Yeah, right.
With
So
He
you
was here.
remember.
You already did it.
Yeah, he
Oh,
was
that's right. You
here.
did it. That's
Yeah.
right. We were waiting for Dan to.
We were talking about, speaking of bald head,
Yeah.
we were talking about how toupees are making a comeback.
Oh.
Yeah,
But they're called
millennials.
hair systems now.
Hair systems. They're called hair systems.
Yeah.
Yes, because they got chips in them or something. What?
They're more like, I don't know, real looking.
Like you put metal tracks on your head
Would
and
you-
slip them in, or like.
NFC
I mean,
chips.
you can glue tracks on
Turn
your
the
head.
phones on.
Would you entertain that idea?
Well, I do it with my chest hair. These are all implants.
Ah.
Yeah, no, I would not entertain that idea.
No?
I would never
Okay.
go back. I saved like $35 every couple weeks
Sure.
doing this, and I think it's great. The audience agrees, right, everybody?
Right.
I see it
Let's
on
go
the top.
Everyone,
right
there we
now.
go. Thank you. Yeah, they all agree. They love it. Thanks, everybody.
As
Yeah.
long as your wife loves that.
No wife. So maybe I should get a
Well,
wife.
then it doesn't matter.
Maybe I should get a toupee. Maybe
Get
that's
some.
what I'm doing
We might
wrong
have
here.
to try
Maybe you get a toupee. Maybe you find a wife.
Maybe, yeah. Toupee equals wife. There we go. All right, what do you guys think?
All right, stick around. These two, they're not going anywhere. We've
Oh, no.
got more Weekend Buzz coming up on the other side of the break.
The weekend continues here.
Yeah. All speaks for itself, but Sandy.
It does. Well, here's the funny thing. So Scott has the idea, and I don't know where he went. So I think this is a different kind of way of making s'mores.
Yeah.
An easier way, obviously, right?
It is the season.
Now.
More season.
Supposedly, we should be doing it this weekend if the weather will cooperate.
Sure.
I am not sure if you're going to have s'mores or a campfire this weekend.
Could be on Monday.
But could be. So I guess we dip these in. There you
Yeah, I
are.
know,
yes. Hello, everybody.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Welcome
I'm like,
back.
I don't know. This is Scott's
Well,
thing.
I had to find a lighter.
Oh, okay.
So today we're doing inside out s'mores.
Oh, inside out.
Yeah.
Cool.
Memorial Day is on the way,
Okay.
and we are ready to go. This is going to be fun.
Watch the sprinkler system go off.
I know. So instead of roasting the marshmallow, we're going to put a Reese's peanut butter on a stick.
Okay.
Give it a try. Go ahead, guys.
All right.
Oh, there's only 3.
Oh, there's only 3 sticks.
Well,
all
we can
right.
share one.
No, no, it's fine.
No.
No, there's
Take it,
more.
take
Go
it.
ahead.
All right.
Here, my voice just went. There's only 3.
Yeah.
I'm being left
mean,
out here.
It's just like that other challenge, the cookies, where the
Yes.
parent, one of them doesn't have one.
Right.
That totally confused Scott
There's oh, thanks. I got another
when we
stick.
did that. Okay.
I got another
So
stick.
now what are you supposed to do?
So now what you
Jump?
do is then you get your childhood dream of marshmallow fluff. Remember
Oh,
this
when
stuff?
you fluff.
Yeah.
Lots of fluff or nutter, marshmallow fluff.
Fluff.
I didn't know
Lots
this
of
was a
peanut
song.
butter. but-
Yeah.
Look at
yeah,
you.
he goes the
Jonathan Sweeney used
song.
to sing that, my uncle. God
This
rest
is
his
fun to
soul.
do with kids, and I didn't include the graham cracker because less carbs.
Okay.
Sure.
All sugar,
All right, ding.
less carbs, and gluten-free.
Okay.
Go, ladies
Mine
first.
is a little loose, I feel
Yeah.
like. Do I just...
light.
Yeah, just get in there and cover it with, oh yeah, look at that.
Oh, cowabunga.
Oh, look at that. Go ahead.
Wow.
Go ahead.
And then,
Oh, righteous.
oh God, this is hard to wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go
and
ahead,
now-
roast it.
And then you
Chris,
put it over this.
You sure? Okay.
Yeah.
How long is it going to take to roast it over
Well, I
this
was
Oh,
going
my-
to do a campfire, but the
at that.
fire code
thing?
said no.
Oh, wait, it broke it.
Look at that.
Oh,
Yeah, look at
Chris.
that.
Oh, my God.
It's
Come on.
okay.
Hold on.
That's okay. You
Look
know what?
at
I'm gonna
that.
double up.
Ah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
double it up. I'm gonna double it up.
Oh, wait a minute. That's a good idea.
Now what they said you can do is once this is all whatever, cooked up like a regular s'mores, you could squeeze it between some graham crackers.
Oh, that would
But-
be a good idea.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
haven't had a Reese's with a...
Really?
You guys say Reese's?
Oh,
I know.
will you say Reese's?
Yes.
Right?
Reese's.
I say
Reese's.
Reese's.
Oh, yours got toasted.
Yeah.
You see that?
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is.
Like me on Memorial Day.
Oh, wow, that's really good. Hold on a second.
That's like...
Go ahead, guys. Hold it
Come
over
on,
the
camera
flame.
2, see if you can zoom in
Yeah.
on Scott.
At this growing fire hazard.
Yeah.
This is First Try Friday, but I don't think this can go wrong. I mean, you have Reese's and fluff.
Right.
Yeah.
What,
Okay.
the
Sign
only,
me up.
yeah.
I didn't really toast it, but I'm going to still go with
Let's
it.
get you, Scott.
I got a little
You got a
bit.
little. Now,
Well,
do
you
you,
got to get in there. That's why.
when you do your marshmallows over the flame, do you make them so they're charcoaled? Do you like it like
Oh,
that,
yeah,
so
I
it's
like it.
really caramelized, or do you like just the light glaze?
Light glaze.
No, I burned
You
the
burn
heck out
you
of
burn
it.
a crisp.
No.
It's
Yeah.
probably not healthy. How about you?
I'm a burn type of guy.
Yeah. See that?
Dark toast.
That's oh, there you go. Blow it out.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Here, trade.
Yeah.
Oh, you want the?
Get the ashtray. Get the ashtray. We got on the
Okay.
anchor
I
desk.
put
It's
it
over
too
there.
close.
Yeah.
I like to eat the carcinogen.
So, something fun to have the kids do, and it's just a little different on the twist on s'mores. I've seen other people take, those little mini bags, kid-sized bags of like Oreo cookies or even Rice Krispies. You could take once it's melted
God.
and dunk it into the bag of that stuff. And,
All right, let's cheers.
All right.
And then we'll eat it.
Happy Memorial Day
Sorry.
weekend.
Happy Memorial Day.
Thanks for the weather, Marty.
Okay.
That's actually really good.
It's sweet. Let me tell you.
Again.
I got to brush my teeth after
Can't
this
go
one.
wrong with that.
Goodness.
That was great. Great idea.
Okay, now what do we do with the fluff and nutter from here? That's
Right.
the question.
Right.
My mom
he
used to
knows
make
the
me
theme
fluff and
songs.
nutter
Yeah.
sandwiches.
Really?
Just between the two pieces of like white bread.
Yeah.
And that was
Well, yeah, I think
brings
we
back
all
memories.
grew up.
And nothing artificial.
No.
And
Only
gluten
the
free.
good stuff.
Isn't it funny how our parents had no problem feeding us this? Like,
Yeah.
Pure sugar.
It
Where's
was
our- where's our
I
FK
still
Junior?
feel like,
Yeah.
oh no.
Maha would not like this. Mm-hmm. You see. Oh,
Okay,
corn
that's
syrup.
really
yeah.
good.
Egg white, not bad.
Well,
Yeah.
how many
It's only got a
calories?
few things. It's only got a few things. It's not that bad.
40
actually.
calories per serving. No big deal.
Ain't too bad. Or isn't too bad. Excuse me. I can't say ain't on TV. It isn't too bad.
It's not too
We've
bad.
broken rule number 1.
I broke rule number 1. Yeah.
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 Well, thank you for letting me almost catch the place on fire. Appreciate that. We'll turn that off now.
Thanks for
I've
showing
never
up because
tried
we were
this.
just going to try to improvise.
Right.
If you didn't.
Well, I thought that I left the matches out there, and all of a sudden it was not in my coat. It was in the car.
Oh.
Remember remember the show Broadcast News, the movie Broadcast News, where they're running through the studio to jam a videotape in the machine? That was just me.
Was that? I'm
Well, you
as
mad
mad
it
as
back.
hell. I'm not going to take it anymore.
I think so, yeah.
But I'm always running in the studio.
Yes, that's right. You are just, you know.
Just a little bit younger.
One of these days you can watch it. Yeah, it's all about your business, which is pretty cool.
In the
Honestly,
70s.
this reminds me of, there was one time, it sounds bizarre, but people do it.
Yeah.
We started a fire. There was like a open spot at a park in high school, and we like at the end of the school year burned all of the extra papers from the school year.
Oh, yeah.
It was a sizable fire. There was a stream of water nearby, so we were good.
Yeah?
It was
Were you?
fine.
Any
Yeah.
problems?
No. I did jump every time I heard like a siren because we went to a 4th of July something. So, but it was fine.
That's the story you told your parents. I was fine. There was a
She
stream of
probably
water.
doesn't know.
We were fine.
Yeah.
You've never done a boyfriend bonfire, have you?
No. Were you like, is it pictures?
You pictures, anything. I think it came from the TV show Friends.
Oh,
I think they did it. Didn't they do it on Friends?
Never liked Friends.
No?
What?
Well,
Oh, that's a very unpopular opinion.
Yeah,
I think
whatever.
we should go to commercial.
your correspondence, please.
Yeah.
Well, with that, it sounds like we are going to commercial. We're going to be back with our final thoughts after this. We were just talking about cameos and extras.
Yeah.
The new Bills film.
Oh, yeah.
You were talking about an exciting one. Different
Yeah,
from
in
Bills.
Japan, I was an extra
Yeah.
in a couple
I just
movies.
happened to be in Japan.
Yeah, I looked over there. Yeah, you better
That's
listen.
it.
Let me
No
share.
big deal.
Well, Stefan, if you insist on me talking about it. But let's circle back to the Hallmark Bills movie, which is going to be a big cowabunga surprise
Yes.
this Christmas. And you're talking about...
My wife texted me last week, I'm going to be in the Bills movie. I'm like, what? We were talking about it on the radio, that the Hallmark and the whole thing like that. And she and her friend who worked together in Buffalo, they had an overnight stay, and they got scrolling on somewhere, Facebook, and saw it and supplied a couple of headshots because they need them for their job anyway.
Yeah.
And they got accepted to the crowd scene, which is like 3,000 people. or
So
something.
Jill's going to be that dot in
Yes.
the shot.
That's me. That's me.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know. I swear to God, I'm in there somewhere. Yeah.
They don't get compensated at all.
No,
Like,
it's free. You got to be there from 8 p.m. till 1
would
a.m.
you do that? Would you sign up to be an extra just for the bragging rights of saying I was there?
I think
You have to buy your own
Maybe.
whatever
gear. Yeah.
I don't know.
Nah.
Depends
You've done
on
it,
what's
though.
going on. Is
Yeah.
there refreshments?
I think there's refreshments. Yeah.
Oh, wait, you would go for refreshments?
if I could have
you
a
know,
little
to
bit of a fun,
supplement.
yeah, a little fun.
Well, this is fun with the girlfriends. They're just going up
Okay.
and.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna
if
have a
I've
good
got
time.
some friends with me,
Yeah.
that's making memories. Yes,
You would do it.
Yes.
No money. You have to buy Bill's gear. You got to drive your butt
Yeah,
over
you
there.
got Bill's gear
You gotta
anyway.
sit- Who
Right.
pays for the overnight stay?
I
don't
actually know some people up in that area in Orchard Park.
Yeah.
So I would be fine.
You'd be able to stay.
But,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just for the bragging rights.
She's using her points because she travels a lot, so it's pretty much free. But
Yeah.
but then she goes, oh, I really should have asked you if you wanted to go. And I'm like, well, that would have been cool.
Right.
Exactly.
And she's like, well, I
Yeah.
thought because the radio station may own your likeness and me. And I'm like, nah, not a good excuse. Not a good
That was a
excuse.
stretch.
Yeah, but this Christmas the movie comes out on Hallmark, right? Or is
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
Is it this
Yeah.
Christmas? All right,
Yeah.
great.
All right.
We'll all
Well,
be
we are
watching.
being told we need to wrap it up this Friday morning. Thanks so much for joining us on ARC Rochester. You can join us again on Monday over on the other channel, 13 Wham ABC. You'll find a lot more live local news this midday with me and Marty Snyder. Have a great day.